I call the meeting to order, 7:32 and a half. Sunshine notice, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publication in the Home News Tribune. Tribune, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Zangara,
Here.
Mr. Andrews, Mr. Kraus, Mr. Melanson.
Here.
Mr. Rubenstein.
Here.
Mr. Vigna.
Here.
Ms. Vito.
Here.
Mr. Zielinski.
Here.
And Mr. Lewis.
Here.
Okay, everyone has a copy of the April 9th minutes. There's no question on the minutes. Motion to adopt. So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Memorializations. The first memorialization is 481 Black Horse Lane LLC, Block 148, Lot 114.01. It's a warehouse site plan with variances. Everyone has a resolution in front of us. Mr. Vigna, if you want to provide any commentary? I know there was a lot of hard work that was done for this application by yourself and your team.
Yeah, I just want to make one statement. John and I have reviewed John Gruskowski and I have reviewed the resolution in detail that, Sarah proposed, and there were a number of wording changes because there were some unique features here. As you recall, what's different about this application is that we're allowing the applicant to actually proceed and draw a construction permit before they actually receive their DEP and DOT approvals. They have to submit a complete application. And during discussions about timing and weather-related issues, after discussing some possible protections and whatnot, we determined that we would allow them to proceed before they actually receive the approval, but with caveats in there that if there was a denial or if the approval required lesser improvements than we proposed, that they would have to appeal it, that they would have to formally appeal it. There's a process at each of the DEP and DOT. You can go down, you can appeal it, there's a stenographer. It's a formal appeal process. If they go down for any staff-related meetings in advance at DOT, we have wording in there, and we discussed tonight at the meeting that our traffic consultant, Jim Watson, would have to go with them, because when we approve an application, the extent of the improvements are factored in as a consideration when we decide to approve it. So the process was a little disconcerting early on because the applicant was initially proposing to tell us nothing about roadway improvements, as if that was all going to be handled by the governing body, and that's not the way it works. The governing body is going to be the applicant for the permits because they're off-site improvements, but it's the planning board that determines the extent of the improvements. So once we clarified that and they provided information to us and we discussed possible protections, they called their traffic witness back up to testify, who said he absolutely believes the intersection of 130 would still be safe, even if DOT were to reject a formal appeal, and that they believe there's virtually no chance of them not getting an approval for the 24-foot wide road. So again, I think we've covered ourselves. They were required to come back on and provide new testimony. And I also just want to say, I think this application, in my mind, I don't believe this application sets a precedent because we require approvals. This is a unique situation. Black Horse Lane is a dead-end road. There's not a lot, it doesn't connect to other roads. If Black Horse Lane went down and bent around the site and then connected to another road, then I would have voted no on this particular thing. So I don't think we're establishing a precedent that for something that we're going to be doing in the past. I think there are unique conditions for this site, given the low traffic volume, that would allow us to do this without establishing a precedent, and clearly that factored into my decision to vote for it. I would have voted against it if Black Horse Lane continued in, to was integrated into a roadway network, instead of dead-ending down there. So I think we've covered ourselves as best as possible, and I think I just wanted to put on the record, Sarah, that my belief that there were unique situations here so that we would not be setting a precedent with this condition.
Understood.
Okay.
Would you like to repeat that? Is that your opinion as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I concur.
Thank you. Did everyone have a chance to read through the resolution? Was there any other questions or comments? If not, then a motion to adopt is in order?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Zangara?
Yes.
Mr. Melanson?
Yes.
Mr. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Vigna?
Yes.
Ms. Vito?
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Great.
You weren't present at the last meeting.
Great, thank you. Carried applications, Coyle Realty LLC, Route 1 South, Block 4-45, lots 5, 01, and 14 through 22, Block 75, lots 1 through 4 and 6 through 9. It's an event center. The application is carried to a date unknown. Applicant will renotice.
I did touch base with Jim Stahl about 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
and he's indicated that they are coming back to the town to have a meeting with the town because they have a new idea for their parking. And if the town is okay with the idea that they have, they're going to come back to the planning board.
Okay.
They're actually coming in to meet with professional staff tomorrow afternoon, so to try and bounce some ideas around to how to address the parking.
Okay. There are no new applications. So at this moment, I'd like to motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Anyone from the public like to be heard? Motion to close the public portion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Great. So our next planning board meeting is scheduled for June 5th, with the public being 6/11. As of right now, I don't believe
We have no applications.
we have 0 applications.
I think I did have some conversations with the owners of 1600 Livingston, that's the warehouse buildings off of Livingston Extension.
Okay.
It's my understanding that they will be coming back, but they haven't submitted anything yet.
Okay, fair enough. We'll keep everyone posted. We'll keep the public posted. And Mr. Melanson,
Motion we adjourn.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Adjournment is ordered. Thank you very much for coming. Have a great night.